So here we are, week number 1 of the 5-Pin Universe Pro League. How are you guys doing?
It's happening!
I'm excited for it to start.
Yeah.
This league is about to begin. Let's go! Week 1! So exciting.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, over 9 months of prep and building teams and getting all the production, the logistics, all that stuff all together. But it's come together to fruition, and we get to start with this first week. Hopefully everybody has a great time and the audience loves this. We have some super packed matches in this first show, so excited.
Yeah, it should be absolutely awesome. I know the team has been waiting a long time for this to get going, and I'm sure there's some anxiety that goes with that. You know, you've been sitting there thinking about this for 9 months, but it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see it. I love the first couple matches that we've got going here too. We got a bunch of the young guys. It's going to be great.
And a bunch of the old guys.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
there's a big mix. Yeah, there is.
As you can see, I'm at Sherwood Bowl. Yeah, Team BPG Bombers. They're in the first week match lineup, second and third match. So I'm just gonna step in, say hello, and then we'll go in the background. I'm gonna spend the time with the team. You guys got the show covered.
Hopefully, let's hope.
Yeah.
So let's just kind of go over our whole setup here. So there's 2 divisions, the Rusted Petal division and the Cargill division, sponsors of the league. We have NextGen, Toppler, Roses, the BPG Bombers, Mighty Plucks, the Holy Rollers, and T-Bay Bowling Club playing out of the Rusted Petal division. That's where our first 3 matches will be out of for this show in the Rusted Petal. And then the Cargill division, we have Dream Crushers, the Okanagan Eclipse, Heartland Kingpins, Infinite Escapes, Paradise Marvel, and the Mad Hatters. So going through this league, these teams will play 8 separate matches, 5 of them in their own division, 3 of them in the other division. And then we will have playoffs after that, after the full 16-week show. It won't be till hopefully May, June of next year, April hopefully, if we get everything lined up appropriately. But let's go over our matches for today. Oh, sorry, Daryl, what was that?
I'm saying it's a full professional season, right? We start here in beginning of October and we run till May, and it's year after year after year. I mean, this is year 1 of this league. And this is how it rolls throughout the year. So we'll build on it and keep getting bigger and better. So it's
we have teams all the way from like Timmins and Thunder Bay, Ontario, all the way to the Okanagan, Vernon area in BC, right? So across the country. A couple provinces aren't represented, unfortunately, but that was just the way everything lined up. But so for week 1, or show 1, we got the Toppler Roses versus NextGen. That'll be our very first match. And the match 2 is NextGen against the BPG Bombers. And then last match will be the Bombers versus the Toppler Roses. So let's, should we bring in our team managers of the first match here? So from the Toppler Roses, we have Stacy, Weber, or Sanderson, however you wish to go.
Good morning.
Good morning. And then from NextGen, we have Desiree Ticat. Hey, Des.
Hi. How's it going, guys?
Good.
doing great.
Hi.
All right. So the very first match of the whole league. A little bit of pressure to show up and play well and put the best teams forward. We'll start with you, Stacy, since you were the away team. You had to put up your lineup first. How'd you come up with the lineup that you put? I see Marcello's in the 2-hole. Why'd you bury him?
Well, I'm not even going to go into what was said here this morning, but, he's youth. He's never ever been in a tournament like this, so we have to put him in the lineup, right? Like, you don't want to have a rookie coming off the bench. So it was kind of about 98 hours of lineups running through our household. That's how that worked.
Yeah, for sure. And you, Des, we see you have Evan as your anchor. As far as we know, he hasn't been playing a whole bunch. Has he been practicing? How did he come to that decision to get an anchor as Evan Lecoussier?
Well, I try to play off the strengths of each member. And so Evan and I had a few conversations. And just in past history, watching him bowl, I decided that's where I wanted to put him based on who Stacy had in her anchor position.
Perfect. Yes.
That's totally fair.
Kevin Holdsworth in the anchor position for the Toppler Roses. One of the stalwarts on tour and the Open, all pretty much any major tournaments across the board. He's been there and knows how to handle the pressure. So
your lineup was decided 20 minutes ago then, basically.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
No. Okay, so I should start with I'm glad Evan actually has bowling stuff and he can be here to bowl today
Yes,
because I
yeah,
had a
that's
whole
right.
lineup set up. And then when I
Yes.
found out about his bowling stuff getting stolen, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to redo my whole lineup. But over the last few weeks, I've thought about it. You know, each of the kids have kind of reached out at one point or another and asked, what's the lineup? What's the lineup? Because that's always the burning question. But yeah.
awesome.
all right. Well, without further ado, we might as well get these matches started. So, ladies are free to leave and get your team all ready and lineups set, and we'll get you started.
Good luck, Des.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you
All right.
too.
Bowl good.
Bye.
Have fun, guys.
So obviously, rules of the match. Here you'll go over that a little bit about rotation and when they can move over and
Yeah.
all that. Good.
Yeah, for sure. We'll talk about that throughout the match and all that good stuff. But for the audience, it is open style play. They're co-ed, so there must be a lady or a guy playing at all times. So you can't have an all-male team for one frame and then switch them out. It has to be a co-ed version the whole time. And they're allowed one sub throughout the match. And every match is worth 1 point, and total pinfalls worth 3 points.
Perfect. They're not allowed to rotate or they're not allowed to start the next frame until the other team is finished.
Yep.
They are watching on their end too, so I guess we shouldn't say rotate because no one's rotating. They're staying on the same lane the whole time. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We're staying the same line. Okay, so there's our lineups and the other one. So Bonnie Doon, that's where they're playing at here in Edmonton, and we've known lots about Bonnie Doon, right? Some good scoring pinfall, and these guys play there a lot of league. They played out of there too, right? So they're pretty comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And then we have obviously the Toppler Roses playing out Toppler Bowl in Calgary, Alberta. So
Yeah, and Toppler's pinfall's gotten so much better in the last couple of years as well. So expect a high scoring match here. Should be awesome. It's exciting to see Marcello play in this.
Yeah.
You know, he hasn't even had the opportunity to play in the Open yet, and here he is getting to play in the Open format, which is going to be a huge advantage for him when it comes to, time for him to actually play. So, yeah, it's
On the
awesome.
rosters for these teams, is there somebody that's also not available to be subbed in tonight?
I know Rylan isn't for sure.
So Rylan, is he not available? So there's only
Not
6 of them available for today. Is that correct, Tim?
As far as I understood, I don't know about Brad, but I know Rylan's not available today.
Oh, so Bradley Tickett's coming in off the bench. That's what we
I would
see
assume
on
so. Yeah.
on NextGen. So Jenna, Tegan, Trevor, Tyler, and Evan. So they start with the 2 ladies. Trevor and then
Yep.
Brad coming off the bench, and then Parker's coming in off the bench, and what's the lineup there for the Toppler?
yeah, so they have Parker Marcello, Jen Smith, Rich Weber, and Kevin Holdsworth. And I
And
do
who is
believe
there?
Pam is on the bench today.
Cam is on the bench. Okay, so
So they are ready to rock and roll. They can throw the first balls at any time. And let's have a good match.
let's go. Good to see this.
So we will have a little bit of lane noise. We have obviously turned down the mics as close as possible so we don't get a lot of feedback here.
First ball, inaugural 5-pin pro league. We gotta well, what's the name this league? First ball, Parker Anderson. Oh, he had 10. Darn. Jenna Lamoureux.
Oh, and
Oh,
Jenna-
Jenna gets a blow through corner.
yeah.
That's unheard of there.
That's crazy. All right.
Well, this is going to be a trivia question. Now, who threw the first strike in the Protein League? Who threw the first triple in Protein League? Who threw the first 300 in Protein League? 20 years from now, guys, we are on groundbreaking technology or tournament or 5-pin bowling stuff right now. That's super exciting. This is going to be, years
they're
and
gonna
years
need
and
a
years.
score
of
correction.
being compiled.
Yeah, it is super exciting, right? Like, this is something that's never been done before.
Carrie's our new Tommy Ryan.
Oh God.
There you
There's
go.
the first strike.
Marcello.
Hello, there's the first strike. There we go. Easy. That one is knocked off the list. Okay. That'll be okay. Who was the first female to throw a strike? Easy commentary. Who did the first?
Yeah.
And here's Tegan is in the same situation too, right? Tegan never had a chance to play in the open format, so I guess she probably would have at Youth Challenge Nationals, but
get her in right away. Get playing.
Yeah, I love it.
There's got to be some nerves, right? Like, you don't know exactly how your opponent is doing, unless your team manager is keeping you up to stats or they got it up on the big screen or whatever the situation is. And knowing that people are watching and commentating, and it's interesting.
Even with the sound turned down, you can still hear Rich pound the ball into the line.
Yeah, the classic.
I think that could have been somebody in the background here at Sherwood Ball.
So was it
I won't
Steve?
name names. Yeah.
All right, so a good solid start for the Toppler Roses so far. Punch to start, but then 3 black marks after that. The Young Guns, or the next gen over here, is started off with 3 opens, but that the first frame's a good spot for that. That's fine.
Yeah, and 3, younger players. Not saying that means anything, but it sort of does, right?
Yep.
We'll see how Tyler and Evan now. And you want to get started on the first strike. Kevin there, nice big strike.
Tyler and Evan, I think you can expect something big out of them. Yeah, there we go.
Right?
Good shot by Ty
There's
there.
Tyler.
Yeah, the importance of the last 2 spots there, just trying to find get a kickstart for your team. Especially there's no rotating lanes or anything. You just basically just keep going, right? So, the bottom 2 can really build that momentum for the top half as well.
Whoa, the kickback. Bonnie Doon playing a part.
Who got the first kickback?
That was nasty.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go into frame 2.
Jerry, I'm going to roll out, guys. You have a good show for a bit. I'm going to go start setting up for the BPG Bombers, getting ready in the match.
Right.
We'll pop in
Perfect.
a little bit later.
Take care.
Awesome. Thanks, Daryl.
Thanks, DB. Jenna just a little quick with her feet there. Looked a little out of sorts of the line, but much better shot there.
Ooh. A little heavy.
Yeah.
See if Parker can improve on his head pin. Yeah, there you go. That was a late corner.
Was it meant that the one team's on the odd lane, one team's on the even lane? Does that matter?
No, it does not matter.
It just happened to be that way.
Yeah, that was their choices. I understand why at Bonnie Doon you'd want to play on the left lane, so the guys with the big leg kicks or the ladies with the big leg kicks don't kick the ball return, right?
Yeah, 100%. If you're a right-handed player, having the ball return on your right-hand side is a big help.
Yeah.
But I think you're right. I don't think Toppler's ball returns go all the way to the line, so
No, they
you
don't.
have that little bit of room for movement there. Good half by Marcello. Solid start for him. This first adult professional bowling scenario.
Yeah. He played a couple of shifts of the WCBT events, but this is first big adult team event.
After a lot of coercion.
Yeah. Toppler's on a bit of a roll here too.
So, I
Yeah.
guess guess the question is, how long do you want to wait until you make a pull? I mean, that's the thing. As a coach, do you give them 4 frames? Do you give them 3 frames, 5 frames? Right? I don't know. It all depends on the match, right? Too, but
Yeah, I think it depends. Like, if somebody's really struggling early, like let's say 3 or 4 open frames, and their opponent is playing decent, like three out of 4 black marks or something like that, you might want to make a pull that early. But usually you don't make a pull till a little bit later. But
Yeah, Toppler's on 8 straight marks here. Good roll there. I mean, if you keep doing that, you don't have to make a pull. That's the manager's dream right there.
Tyler struggling a little bit. The head pin.
I don't. Yeah, it's interesting, especially when you have a guy off like Brad off there, right? What kind of leeway do you have, right?
Yeah.
Good sticks by Tyler. All right, so a solid start for Toppler, averaging 4 marks a frame. That's kind of what you're looking for in these things for sure. You start not having those 4 marks a frame, then you're going to try to make up for them later on down the line. So, good start for them. A little bit of a slow start for the NextGen here, but lots of time yet.
Yeah, because Toppler has 8 marks to right now. NextGen only has 2 marks without Evan throwing this ball, so.
Good shot.
There you go. 3 marks. And a double. And double's huge, right?
That's exactly what you want in
Absolutely.
your range, right?
Jenna's struggling to find her timing here a little, it looks like.
Yeah.
At least on the first shots. We'll see what she comes back with here, but ooh, good cracker. Didn't get the strike, but got a good splash there.
Jenna's YBC career is obviously outstanding, so do you think there's a little added pressure coming into her first adult league as a leadoff player, adult professional team tournament, I guess? Sorry.
Jenna is a phenomenal bowler, and she just doesn't really understand how great she actually is.
Yeah.
I know even like coming into like some of the adult stuff last year. I mean, she made the Open, but she struggled at the Masters, and she struggled the first day at the Open qualifying. And a large part of it is just she doesn't believe that she's as good as she is, and she feels like she's overmatched at times, and she's not. She's got all the talent in the world, but she just needs to find that confidence that she could do it at all times.
Yeah. Marcello a little quick there. Still working on a couple good good frames to start. So
Tegan goes head pin 7 straight across too. slid the 3-pin all the way across.
Marcello made a good spare.
There we go.
So one thing I did notice is I don't believe. Oh, there is team total here. We'll see if we can bring that up closer to the end of the match here.
Great shot by Jen. Just the consummate professional. You know that she's gonna find that rhythm really quick and start throwing a whole ton of bombs. Expect some big games from her. That's for sure.
So it might be a little hard to follow team scoring for everybody that's watching. A lot of these scoring systems do it a little bit different. Some add up every ball, but some will not add up black marks till they're filled. So watching the score, you see it's 273 for Toppler to 151 from NextGen. May not be 100% accurate compared to each other.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure because Evan's black marks are not counting. So
Right.
there's an extra 45 pins there. And they bumped the camera.
Good shot by Ty. That's important. NextGen is looking like they're getting into that sort of pole sort of range. At least in the top two there. It looks like they're both struggling a little bit. I mean, I guess top three. Frame 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. You can probably start seeing a pole. These next couple of frames will be big for the top three there for sure.
Yeah.
And Toppler just seems to be rolling along. Good shot by Evan. Touch high. Thick right, but good count on his double there. Make sure that's spare. Kevin covers up the chop off spare right away, so another solid frame for Toppler.
Yeah. Another 5 straight black marks. Huge.
And Evan covers it up.
Yeah, I'm guessing in the next frame here, you might see a pull.
Yeah, this is the situation. Well, yeah, we'll see if they get another frame in hand or not, but this frame will be pretty telling, I think.
Yeah.
Great shot by Parker there. Comes across over the left side and right into the left pocket.
There you go. That's a lot better.
Really good shot. She is one of the youngest bowlers ever to throw a perfect game. I can't remember whether she was. I believe she was 15. She was 14 or 15 when she threw it. Incredible.
It was 2016 YBC Nationals.
Good shot by Tegan there too.
Yeah, it's good to get her back on the middle. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that missed spare, that's well, she's not down that far, right, against Marcello, but
No, she's only 2 balls.
could be a big point, right? You gotta try and track that match down.
Yeah. Parker throwing that strike there makes a little bit more pressure on Jenna there too, but with the 2 opens in the second hole there, yeah, it's hard to say. At least all 3 of them threw much better shots that frame, so that makes that pull decision a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Ooh.
Another split.
Yeah, a couple of splits out there. Thick right with a little bit of a back or a little bit of a hook ball there. Tough break for time, but we saw Tegan slide that pin across. Might as well give it a go.
Great shot by Rich.
Yeah, really good.
Is it totals at the bottom?
Yeah.
Okay. 459, is it? 459 too.
439.
439 to 287, but like we were saying, the black marks aren't added in on NextGen side.
Oh, right. Okay.
And to tell you the truth, I don't know if they're added in on the Toppler side either.
I believe they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Mendez, right?
A good shot by Evan there. A great start for a guy who he's hardly thrown anything. I don't know when the last time Evan threw any balls was, honestly.
Yeah. It could be the best medicine too, right? You don't come in with any bad habits.
Absolutely. We've seen it a little bit with our 8-gamer there too. Some people come in and throwing really well with zero practice, but
Yeah. Hey, 5th frame. This is the halfway mark. Hopefully, the teams can put together a strong frame here.
467.
yeah, obviously a quick early lead for Toppler. So the NextGen are going to have a good back half here to make up some of the pins, but it looks like they're starting to find their feet. So away we go. Good half by Parker.
Yeah, there's a big spare here for Jenna.
Yeah, the spare keeps her in the match, really. Upside.
There you go.
Good shot.
Spare. That's one thing. Toppler's keeping the pace up, right? They're all pretty quick bowlers. There's no real buddy that takes their time up there too much. So besides the anchor doesn't really matter with pace, though.
No, that's very true. Maybe that's the reason they put him there.
Yeah. And Evan can take some time too, right? So
He can,
it makes sense that your slower pace players are your anchors.
It's a good shot by Tegan there.
A little bit of bounce back, a little bit of redemption for her. Keeps her well within that match, so they're going to save their bench players for possibly a more crucial point later in the game.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
I mean-
do we even know if their bench players are available?
Yep,
Oh yes.
yep. Bradley's available, and so is Pam.
Yeah, and Brad's such a phenomenal player. Having him sit on the bench, you know he's going to get it at some point this game for sure.
Yeah,
Same with Pam, except
multiple
Toppler seems to be
national
running
champion.
Yeah, exactly. Toppler seems to be running pretty solid right now, so we'll see where she.
Let's be fair. Pam's probably happy if she doesn't have to get in, right? Because that means her team's on fire and not in a lot of trouble, right?
100%.
Rich with a bit of a hiccup there, giving Tyler the opportunity to get back into that match. So as our anchor bowlers finish here, we'll jump into a commercial as soon as they're done their frame. Quick commercial break for our sponsors, and then we'll come back with the 6th frame.
Yeah, Tyler throws a triple now, which could happen at any point upon it doing it. He's 4 pins back of Rich, so that's a big opening for sure. But good squeeze for Kev there.
Right on the beak.
I'm sure he'll be happy with that result. And Evan matches what Rich did.
Yeah. Kevin got a spare.
Yeah, that brings
Solid
Kevin
start
right
for
back
Toppler.
into it. Absolutely.
570 at the half.
With 5 balls in hand yet.
Yeah. And NextGen has 3 marks. Okay, let's have our commercial and we'll be back with the 6th frame.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
Thanks to our sponsors for helping us out and bring this Pro League to fruition. And we're back with the 6th frame of our first match of the whole Pro League. So I would say Toppler probably has a little bit of an edge going into the next 5 frames, but
Yeah, for sure. I just think it's taken a little bit of time for the NextGen to get their feet a little wet, but they're all phenomenal bowlers, so don't expect that to be the norm for the rest of this game, that's for sure.
Tell you what, that was pretty awesome. First time I seen the commercial, it was really sharp, really good.
yeah, we got a couple different versions. So after this match, we'll have another commercial break with our second version. But yeah, no, the sponsors were amazing to put together their little packages and send them to us, and we're happy to present them and help support them.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't like Chuck, right?
That's right. Good old Charles with Cargill. They were our high auction bidder on division picks, so we can't thank them enough again for the support. Parker with the hot strike right out of the gate.
Just an absolute bomb right there. Jenna, good shot. A little high on the right-hand side, but had some good fingers on that and gets the left corner standing, so just be sure that's spare to stay in that match.
Yeah.
Hang on there. Yeah, got it.
That little commercial break gives them a little bit of a breather, right? Reset, rethink what was going on, and that's something in the open you don't get. You don't get that little 3-minute break in the middle of the game, and it's tough to recover when, especially in the open play, when you're struggling the first 5 frames, and it's just you just keep going. You don't have a chance to recover or think about it or any of that stuff.
Totally. It's like a built-in team meeting. I see some chatting with Tegan. We'll see what this amounts to.
Yeah.
All down, and all right.
They are making the pull. Okay, so our first pull of the Pro League, Bradley going in for Tegan in the 6th frame.
Yeah, that double really kind of forces her hand a little, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. If Marcello maybe even spares there or misses, then you might not make that play.
All right, let's see how limber Brad is after being on the bench for 5 frames.
That's right.
You know, he says we say he's young, but he's got the body of a 70-year-old, so We'll see. He
He's
got
as
into, like,
frail as a 70-year-old.
Oh yeah, well, I think he had like 3 car accidents in like a year or something crazy.
Oh, man.
He's all messed up. So
Is that his fault or the opposing driver's fault?
I don't know. Maybe it's just his face. Maybe he just got a really hittable face and he's driving into him. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? All right.
Well, that shot looked good. So maybe he just needed one good warm up shot and away he goes. Well, that takes some pressure off of the others and puts it back on too, because now it's all on them.
Yeah.
No room
So-
for error now.
So currently the score is looking like 7-1 for Toppler, but obviously a lot of these matches can flip.
Great shot by Trevor there. Good roll. Yeah, 7-1, 8-1, depending on what happens at the bottom 2 here. But
8-1? Or 8-0, you mean?
yeah, sorry, 8-0. Like, just throw NextGen a bonus point. But lots of time left and lots of people that can throw tons of strikes. Oh, Ty gets the slider. So now he's right back in that match. He throws the next one, he's down 4. So that's that becomes a really close match.
Yeah.
Evan's got a 17-pin advantage here, so he's going to want to strike to make sure that he maintains that. Big shot. Really good. He looks really sharp right now. Impressive.
For no bowling.
Yeah. Absolutely. So that's NextGen's best frame yet, that's for sure. 4 marks and a double in there. Keeping pace with Toppler for that frame for sure. Wiggles the middle, but doesn't get it to fall, and Jenna comes back with a strike. So that's what she needs. That gives her a chance. So great shot there. Parker really inside, but just catches it and gets the spare.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Yeah, Parker's playing a really good game right now. He's trying to stay ahead. Lots of black marks, right? No big mistakes. Bradley with the 7 count.
Just missed for Marcello, but not by much. Good cover. It didn't give him a stick there. Hopefully I'll make that
Yeah, that's
correction.
one thing. I guess that's one thing everybody has to know what Bonnie Doonan sometimes doesn't correct, right?
Yeah, on single pins for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's not. It's a computer issue, not a lane issue.
Yeah. There you go, Trevor. Shot. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a big shot, especially since Jen just went 3-pin 10. So
Yeah.
this is giving Trevor an opportunity to make some pins up. Technically, that match is in his hands now.
Yeah. Exactly. His to win. Here's an interesting matchup. It's pretty close.
Oh,
Tyler got the
push.
squeeze.
Oh,
Rich with the bomb.
yeah. Now there's a 4-pin difference for each of them on a couple of strikes. So yeah, that match can swing in any direction at any point. It'll be interesting to see how that goes down the line.
Yeah.
Put the ball down a little earlier there for Evan. And Kevin throws an absolute bomb. Nice to see them getting all jacked up out there too.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Best part of it.
It's definitely a lot different than watching the A gamer, right? It's a little bit easier to get a little jacked up when you have some teammates around you.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. The difference between team and single play is massive. So that hey, those are good frames for both teams there. Yeah, a couple of them each on doubles, some spares, some strikes, very even in those last two frames. But NextGen still has some points to make up, but they're like Harry was saying, their points aren't counting in there at the moment. So
Yeah.
as they will, that'll start to tighten up a little. Parker gets a good crunch there, and then Jenna looks like she overcompensated a little and missed to the right again, so that'll give Parker a pretty good advantage going into the last two frames here.
Ooh, Marcello with the skinny one.
Yeah,
Off
I
the
honestly
right corner.
thought he missed left, but he caught it, and then he almost had the strike.
Yeah.
Good count.
Bradley's going to have to get some team points here. Try and make up as much ground as he can. Give themselves a shot at team totals.
Yeah, 100%.
There
That
we
was a
go.
great shot.
Great shot. Good spare by Marcello. Keeping his lead.
Yeah. So even though this is a 200-point difference, Cubica doesn't count the other ones in there, right? So you're looking about 100-point difference, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That's if Mendez doesn't or counts all their marks in.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention to the total after the spare, if it went up or not.
Great shot by Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor's found it.
Are we
We
seeing our
may
second
have
goal?
a switch here, yeah. Yeah. Pam is in for Jen.
Yeah, uncharacteristic for Jen. You don't see her miss the middle 4 times in 4 frames. That's not her MO for sure. But we are just starting up bowling after an 18-month layoff. So
Yeah. Yeah. And Tyler with a 4-bagger.
yeah, NextGen coming out firing.
Yeah. Yeah, getting kind of the flip, right? NextGen's slow to start out, and Toppler was the opposite. They were real fast to start out, and now it's kind of slowly flipping. Toppler's not playing bad by any means, but NextGen has definitely stepped up their game.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Evan got away with that. He was slipped out real bad there.
A little high, but it's still got some finish on it.
Yeah. He was sideways. He was looking at the wall when he let go of that ball. Great shot by Rich. So it keeps Rich in the lead over Tyler by 4 pins. Both working on doubles.
Good half.
So I don't think the Mendez is counting it unless you get the doubles not counted in for Rich.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So the scores you're seeing are as accurate as they can be.
Yeah.
So Toppler sells roughly a 200 pin lead. Yeah.
Yeah. It just put the 45 in. So
Well,
yeah, perfect.
either way, it's 45.
No, but it went from 126 to 171. That one counted to 45. But the other two strikes,
but on a turkey, no matter what, that's going to go up 45.
Yeah, but the score only went up 45 instead of the fills, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's not counting the open black marks.
It's not, no.
Because that should count 10 if it only counted 5. So yeah, it's not counting that. Alright, they both missed on here. Need a spare. This is foundation frame, frame 9. Need this for building to go into 10.
Gonna have my Jenna. She's in the same boat as Brad there. She needs to just try to grab some points for team total because it could be coming down the line there for that.
Yeah. Parker pretty much solidified his match right there.
Yeah, the top two definitely has a big pin disparity. The bottom three are all kind of close matches. Ooh. Marcello with the slider. Good shot.
Ooh.
Couldn't get it just quite to crack.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bottom three are really close, so it looks like NextGen's really trying to fight for a 5-3 split here.
Yeah.
Good half by Brad. That was skinny. That's about as skinny as it gets. Strike here by Trevor could take full control of this match. That's a great shot.
Yeah. Trevor definitely found his line. He was the Autumn Open Celebration winner 1 year ago. He has really come into an adult player, and he's definitely showing he can compete.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing either, to be honest with you. This year.
The Autumn Open, you mean?
No, just in general with leagues and stuff. I don't think.
Oh,
he's playing.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to see him out here and playing the Pro League.
Yeah, he's busy with work a lot of times.
Let's see if Ty could take full advantage of this.
Nope.
No.
Not down.
But that's still a huge shot. Makes a spare. He's got full control of this match too, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an untimely 3-pin on a triple for Rich there.
Yeah,
And
I don't
of
know
course-
if there's really a good time for a 3-pin. That's for sure.
There's definitely better times for a
There are,
3-pin
there
than
are.
on a
Yes.
triple.
That is fair. That is fair. Great shot by Kev.
Great shot.
Clutch,
Yeah.
yeah.
That gives him pretty big advantage for this match now too.
Yeah, 11:30 going into 10. Working on a double and 3 black marks. Corner rolls out for Evan. They got 5 black marks going into 10. They're gonna need a lot of pins in 10 here.
Yeah, and a little bit of help.
Yeah.
But it looks like they've got 2 matches pretty solidly in hand. But it's definitely looking like this could end up being a 6-2 split in favor of Toppler here.
Yeah.
Good shot by Jenna, good roll. Big shots for team total, but more so, big shots just to kind of get that good feeling and, getting used to this environment, which is very different for most people.
Especially since you have another game on the schedule today too, right? So.
Yeah. They are on the very next match, right?
Yeah, she looks way more comfortable now.
So there's the advantage for having back-to-back matches in this type of format. They can find something at the end and get ready for their next match, and with a team coming in fresh, right? Same goes for Toppler, right? They're going to have a game break now. They're going to have a match break. And so what do you do on that hour time off? Do you throw some more balls, or do you relax?
You drink beer.
After coming off the win?
It's celebratory beer. That's
there you go.
You bet. Good finish.
Great finish. Yeah.
Hold that game way back.
And good solid game by Parker. 281.
Yeah, fantastic.
Only had an open frame the first frame, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he was solid. Made no major mistakes. Was able to spare everything.
Yeah, covered up all his 5 spares, and honestly, that's huge in this game.
He never did get a double though.
No.
And he's playing on the same lane the whole time, so he can't blame it odd and even lanes.
That's right. The things that get into people's heads.
Yeah. Marcello with the miscue there, but hopefully come back for the spare.
Great shot by Brad there.
Ooh. 223, 228. Obviously, Bradley can't catch him, but he can make up a ton of team points here.
Yeah, all of a sudden he bangs out this 217. So, he might only lose 15 pins on Marcello, which is huge considering there's some marks down the line. So this match might get a lot closer than we thought it was. A lot of it will come down to what happens with Trevor here, and then seeing how Kevin and Evan end this match. Those doubles are huge. Good push, good push. Every shot down at the end here is massive. I love the energy that Brad brings to this game. He's definitely a player that wears his heart on his sleeve, but his energy is so contagious.
Yeah,
Great finish by Brad. Awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely through and through huge team boost, right? He's
Absolutely.
he does get down on himself, but he doesn't let his team see it, right? He's very competitive player.
Absolutely. Little quick. It's a bit of a missed opportunity there, that's for sure. But come back with a spare, throw a strike, win your match, and get all the pins you can.
Ooh. Kind of a missed opportunity for NextGen to eat up a lot of those team points there.
And it's just kind of the way things go. You haven't played in a long time. It's okay. Shooting at the middle and stuff throughout the middle of the match is you could just kind of freewheel and not think too much. But the second you do start thinking about things, that's when things get a little bit tougher, and that's when the pressure gets put on you, right? And so, until everybody starts getting comfortable in these high leverage situations, you're going to see little things like that. it'll just take some time. But he got enough to win his match, and
Yeah, that Jen/Pam match against Trevor sure got a lot closer than I was thinking it was going to end up there.
Oh, totally, by 2.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we were looking at Trevor making up maybe 60 sticks for NextGen, but that's okay. He gets his match. Tyler's got his match in control. Now,
I don't know if it counted. Didn't. Oh,
Yeah, it's an
red.
8 split. It's red on the
Yeah,
screen.
the red didn't show up properly.
the
yeah.
10 split.
Or 10 split, yeah.
Oh, that's a good squeeze for Kev.
Kev with the corner. So obviously Evan can get the 321.
319 after.
Yeah, exactly. And Kevin get to 319. You're right.
Yeah. So this is a big point, right? You don't wanna lose 6-2. 5-3 split is a little bit easier to swallow going on to later in your matches. You only get 8 matches throughout this league, so every point's gonna be huge.
Oh, it's a big shot by Evan now.
Oh.
Absolute bomb. Okay. So Kevin's gonna finish with 300 on the nose.
For a 1,300 team total.
On the nose.
Solid first game for them.
So I mean, really, it could be a 13-point difference on total after everything.
Yep.
Yeah, and it just, I guess maybe Trevor's game 10th frame could have been that much bigger, right?
Yep. That's why it's hard. You never want to give away any sticks, right?
Yeah, the possibility to steal that match would have absolutely been there.
Ouch.
Needed more than that.
Yeah.
So now I maxed out at 296. So this
6-2.
will end a 6-2 split.
All right. Well, congrats to Toppler and their 6-2 win to start off the Pro League. It was a well-fought battle. It ended up coming down to the 10th frame. That a lot of that could have flipped, right?
Yeah, great match.
Yeah.
They played great, really right from the start. A couple of mistakes in the middle there, but those things happen. Again, we're all a little bit rusty, so
Yeah.
that's to be expected. But hey, you know what? You're gonna win. You're gonna win quite a few matches with 1,300, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So 1,300 to 1,252. All right, we will bring in Stacy and Des, the team managers of the two teams here really quick, and then we'll move on to our next match of the day. Hey, Stace, how's it going?
Good match.
Good. Yeah, it was really good. Probably a little bit closer going into frame 10 than you were hoping, the way the match started out.
Right? Oh, look, they're the old guys. They pulled it out.
Yes, they played well.
Right?
Pretty nice how Parker started out that match. He obviously didn't make any mistakes going from frame 2 to all the way to frame
No.
10. So solid lead player that was able to hold your team into it
Exactly.
pretty much through the whole thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah. And you, Des, you guys in 10 there almost came back and took it over there. There
Yeah.
was a couple chances. Unfortunately, Trevor's 10th frame kind of hurt a little bit, took a little momentum away, but obviously he won his match. He played really well, but was there any thoughts? I know you made the switch out for Bradley for Teagan there in frame 6. Was that kind of because Marcello threw the double?
It was, yeah. And I, looking at the matches, I decided that's the one I wanted to try and steal back there. So I put Brad in for that, and we gave it our best shot.
Yeah, for sure.
He came off the bench really well.
He did.
You guys looked like you guys got way more comfortable partway through the game. Definitely looked like there was a little bit of nerves at the start of that, which is completely understandable. I mean, there's definitely not a lot of people haven't been in that situation where they're being filmed and live streamed and commentated on, and it's a different environment. How much do you think the nerves played into the start, and then maybe played into the finish there for Trevor as well?
It definitely played a part. It's also, I don't know what for you, Stacey, it's incredibly quiet here this morning.
It is very quiet.
Yeah, a lot of these guys.
It's weird.
And a lot of the players feed off of that energy and people around and being able to see what their partner's doing right beside them and not having to come look at just a screen, right? So I think just getting used to that environment and trying to figure out, how they build that without actually having their competition right beside them is something we just have to figure out.
I think throwing Brad back into the lineup makes a big difference. I mean, if there's anyone I know that brings full energy the entire time, it's definitely Brad. So that I think is a huge advantage for sure.
So, Stacey, you guys have the game break.
Yeah.
So your team obviously has about an hour before their next match, and Des, you guys play right away again against the Bombers, and you have to set your match first, as I do believe you're the away team this time.
Okay.
So we'll go into our commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll chit chat with you, Des, and the Bombers.
Perfect. I'll see you in a little bit here.
All right,
See you guys in an hour.
Yeah, you bet.
At Cargill, we have numerous brands and varieties of canola seed to meet any producer's needs. We look forward to helping you create a plan for your 2022 crop. Please contact your local crop input sales rep for any of your canola seed needs. Thank you and enjoy the bowling.
Alrighty. Just working on getting the Bombers scores all figured out here. We'll bring in our team managers, Allison and Des. We'll bring in Allison. Dexter, I'll have you take away this while I get their scores all figured out. Good luck.
All right, thanks. Hey, Allison, how's it going?
There we go. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Are you guys excited? How are you guys feeling out there?
Yeah, super pumped. I think we're kind of feeling the same way as the other teams. It's pretty quiet in here this morning, but I can hear the the team, I'm in the back. I can hear them getting a little rowdy out there. So I think they're getting a little pumped up.
All the older guys getting rowdy. That's awesome. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you guys thought about lineups? I know Daryl was in this week and he was chatting with me about lineups. What are you feeling for a lineup today?
Yeah. So, it's interesting. We've talked about lineups 5 million times at home and through text and all that kind of stuff. I do have my lineup. Des hasn't given us theirs yet, but
that's fair. That's fair. Don't give away too many secrets then. That's okay.
I see that she has sent it in now, so she's going with the same thing. So I'm gonna go with Danielle to start, Steve in 2, Aaron in 3, Mark and Matt, and Heidi is going to start on the bench.
Awesome. Well, what reasoning did you have for making that choice? I'm sure that there was a lot of thoughts in there, but how did you guys come up with that decision?
Yeah, I think Danielle will get some good energy going. She throws the ball hard, and I think she's just a good leadoff player. And her and Steve have played together before. He enjoyed playing with her, so having him follow was a comfortable spot for him to be in as well. And then, I took into consideration the feedback from the other guys and who they wanted to follow and where they wanted to play, and took in a lot of consideration into Matt and who he wanted to follow, with him playing 5. And so, yeah, just kind of went with a lineup that I thought would build momentum from top to bottom. And hopefully, my theory sticks.
Yeah, honestly, I like your lineup for sure. I think Danielle is a great lead. She's a positive, happy, funny sort of person. So that's a good place to put her. There should be some really good energy there. And obviously, Matt is your consummate anchor that, whenever you need a strike and you want someone to throw it, you hand the ball to Matt, and he's usually the guy that does it for you. So that's awesome. Interesting that you're. That DB is going to be the one that gets left out of the first match.
Yeah, somebody has to sit, and it's the first week. There's some production stuff, setting up cameras and that kind of stuff. It's not my forte. DB's kind of more familiar with that. He volunteered to sit. So if someone's going to volunteer, well, I'm going to take you up on it. So
Yeah, 100%.
And Heidi's a great person to have on the bench too. I've played a lot with Heidi. I've watched Heidi for years, and she can come in and play anywhere. So I think the team is really confident having her on the bench as well. Not that they wouldn't be confident having DB, but I just think that Heidi's a great player to just bring in where you need her.
Yeah, she's the quiet, unassuming sort of person, and nothing seems to rattle her. We've seen some crazy scenarios where Heidi's fought through and come in clutch, and she would be a great bench player for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we seem to be having some technical difficulties with Desiree's side of it, but we did talk to her earlier, so we got her mindset going on in here. Allison, I think this is a great time to kick this off and get your guys' match started. So good luck and play well, guys.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Oh, wait. We got Des. One last time.
Sorry.
Hey, Des.
Hi.
No worries. Perfect. With just one quick question, what made you decide to start your away lineup the same way you started your home lineup?
I want to be able to bring someone in off the bench who is strong, and Brad did a really good job of that the last game. So the momentum was awesome. I want to start that same way, and if we need to make a change, we're going to do it a little bit earlier this game and see what we can get going.
Perfect. All right, I think that's good to go. You guys have a great match and play well.
Thanks, guys.
Play well, everyone.
All right, here we go. NextGen versus the Bombers. I do believe the Bombers scoreboard will clean up here once the internet catches up and they transition to... It's a 10 frame board. I didn't know Steltronic did that.
No, it does at the start.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, well,
So
once they
hopefully
go
we'll-
the first ball, it'll go to 5. Good to go. Good to go all around.
All right, let's get this thing rocking and rolling. I gotta figure out when my edit is.
All right, so here we go. Here we go, starting the second match of the first week here. The NextGen has gone with the same lineup that they started with. So Jenna will be leading off, and she starts with the same shot she had last time, a blow through corner.
Yep.
Go figure. And Danielle comes out hot with a strike. Ooh, just missed. She didn't miss by much, that's for sure.
No.
That's really where I wonder how the 17 inches versus the 18 inches plays in. Does she catch that corner if it was on the 18-inch centers? Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, you never know.
Who knows? Steve starts off with a 3-pin and then cherries out the head pin. Great shot by Tegan there. Wonder if that has something to do with a bit of a break there, but everybody had a break, so.
Yeah, exactly. And did see Maddie and Mark throwing on the right lane there while we were waiting, but
Totally.
Steve's the young and spry one, so he probably didn't need the warm up.
And I was just going to mention that he looks grayer than I remember.
Yeah. Okay. Tegan and Trevor, obviously great shots.
Oh, yeah. Trevor's had a really nice roll on it. You can just see everything kind of duck under and go.
The power chop for Aaron. This Bombers team is packed with some future legends in the game. Aaron, back-to-back National Masters singles champion.
Yep.
A feat that I don't believe was ever done before, back-to-back.
I'm sure you were right on that.
Yeah. And obviously, Johnny has a WCBT title, has some pretty crazy open and master accolades.
Do you consider him a future legend, or is he a legend now?
You would have to ask him that.
Good shot by Mark. A touch thin on the left-hand side. Blow through left corner.
Dexter, since they're playing at Sherwood Bowl, do you know if Steltronic has team totals?
Yeah, it'll carry it across. Oh, not in this mode. Not in this mode, no.
Okay.
It'll show at the end. But
Right.
It won't show partway through.
So we might have to try and do a running total here for our audience. There, Maddie with the kickback strike at Sherwood Bowl.
Perfect.
I can maybe add a little
Yeah.
bit of thing here. If you want to maybe type in the private chat for me if you're going to keep track of the score, and then I will put it on screen.
Well, they're at 73.
Hey, thanks, man. Unfortunately,
two pins on
the
deck.
team total on Cubica is going to be incorrect as well because they're running total.
You got to use the bottom left.
There you go, 25. Yeah.
Yeah. Couple of misses there for the ladies up top. Much better timing for Danielle there. Jenna cleans up her wood. 30 to 38 to start.
There. Scoreboard's a little bit straighter now for our audience.
Oh, Steve, back-to-back 3-pins to start.
Geez, loving that start.
Tegan with a chop off, touch high on the left-hand side, but overall pretty good shot there.
There's a question for you. Every time you throw a 3-pin, do you die inside a little bit?
I die every time I miss the middle. 3-pin, I actually think I'm better. I think I'm happier with a 3-pin. I mean, not actually happier with a 3-pin, but I get less angry about it. I don't know. I just laugh because it's so bad, and then you just make a line change and move on.
Yeah. Ooh, Aaron got roasted there. Didn't get the string pull in time.
He's sure animated with his body motions, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Good shot, though. Trevor's, you could tell right out of his hand that was going to be in a bad placement, unfortunately, but pick your wood and move on. Picks aside, so 43 for Aaron. Oh, big crunch by Ty. Ooh, a 12 count for Mark. You don't see that all that often in Sherbowl.
No. Get the kickback. Makes the spare a little bit easier than a chop-off spare.
Easiest spare in the game.
The stats would reflect that, yes.
So Evan missed it on the first shot here. Hoping to cover that up. He knows he's going to need everything he can against Matt, that's for sure. And Matt throws the double.
Alright. So the Bombers have 196 after frame 2.
Great shot by Danielle there.
Both strikes. Jenna
Yeah,
followed up.
Alright. Come on, Steve.
Huh?
Progress.
Yeah, definitely pulled left.
Great shot by Tegan there.
So we know Daryl is sitting on bench, right? For the
No.
Bombers? Oh, no.
Heidi is benched. Daryl is not playing this match.
Oh, right. So Heidi's on the bench, and then Bradley's on the bench for NextGen.
Great shot by Trevor. He was confident out of that. As soon as he let it go. Do you think Heidi's doing some jumping jacks over there getting warmed up, or?
I don't know. Probably after the double 3-pin, she might have been thinking about it. But like we said, everybody's rusty. lot of pressure. Steve's been in high pressure situations before, so I wouldn't think the 3 pins were due to that. It was just probably sitting for a while while we were getting all the cameras set up and everything, and
Big layoff, yeah,
going in cold.
for sure.
There you go, Aaron with the good shot.
I love these shirts. The shirts on both teams are awesome. I love them. Great job by BPG. My personal favorite, I think, is the BPG shirts. I love their whole color scheme. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sharp. Oh, another 3 pin for the Bombers. Yeah, their names really stand out on the back of the shirt.
Yeah.
NextGen shirts are pretty unique. Huge 3 pin spare. That's a super spare.
We'll have to get him a badge.
Yeah.
Ooh, you see Evans' ball speed pick up there. Earlier in the matches that he was playing earlier today, he was sitting around 48, 49, which I noticed because it seemed slower than normal, and that last shot was 57.
Oh, Maddie with the thick one. That was right on the beak. Had lots of fingers on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was really thick. Great shot, great count.
Yeah,
I don't think he should
know.
be too upset on that result. But
Yeah, I don't know if he should have been thinking that should have been down. I think he was more praying. Let's hope.
could have.
But that's the thing about Matt Schwartz, right? The way he throws the ball, he can hit it high going away on the center, and he'll crush a lot of those strikes over.
Absolutely.
So 302 after frame 3 for the Bombers. It looks like NextGen has 204, but 3 strikes not counted for.
Danielle with the punch. The dreaded strike open is the worst feeling in this game. In matches.
I think it's super unique about this this type of format, having it co-ed matches or mixed matches, however you want to call them, and having those ladies in there competing directly against each other in leadoff positions or against the guys through the podcasts and everything that we've had. A lot of the ladies express that they wish they could play the guys more and stuff like that, and this is an opportunity where that can come to fruition, right?
Oh, 100%. Totally agree with you. It's something that I've never been able to do. I've played on a mixed team a single time in Youth Challenge when I was a kid. I've never played on a mixed team as an adult. I'm super excited for the opportunity to play. We have our first poll already here for the Bombers, so Heidi is now in for Steve.
Yep. In frame 4. Gerald keeps asking the questions like, when was the first pull or the earliest pull, and we now have an early pull. Yeah. Second player, frame 4.
You're starting to see some of those next-gen players starting to roll it out there too and feeling a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
Trevor, ultimately, all 4 frames have been good shots. The 1 and 2 was released well, just bad placement right away. Tegan's starting to find her groove there. You can't. You just know that Tyler's going to find it at some point. So.
Yeah. Aaron in high left pocket, at the left corner. He was happy with that. He thought it could have been a chop or a split, so I'm sure he'll make quick work of this corner pin. Commentator's curse again, maybe?
Yeah.
We've learned that in the 8 gamer. The commentator does have a black cloud, so.
Maybe we should just do post commentary, then we can't screw people up.
Nah. I like the live.
Hey, great frame by the NextGen there. Really solid.
Ooh, corner stood and fought against Johnny there. Big count on that 3-pin spare, though, after he made the 3-pin, right?
Yeah, that's a huge cover. Good corner spare.
Okay, so big shot here for Matt. Try and keep Bomber momentum a little bit. There we go.
An absolute peach. So the Bombers have 420 after 4. Makes a lot of sense.
Fitting. Obviously, NextGen has 240 after 4, but they have 2 doubles and 2 strikes not counted into their total.
Yeah, so they got 120 pins that I
More.
put in there.
So 360.
Plus their counts, yeah.
That might be our first 2-pin of the league as well.
That will be, in fact, our first 2-pin. Great shot by Jenna. But I love her reaction, and that's typical Danielle. She's just going to laugh. Like, she's never
Yeah.
she's never going to get too angry about things, that's for sure.
Nothing you can do about it now.
That's right.
Get on it. Oh. Yeah, let's
She's
see.
been really solid through the first 4 frames. I mean, basically hitting what she's aiming at least. So a little bit of a hiccup here, but
Yeah.
it's on her to figure out now.
Huge bounce back game for Tegan, right? She played in that first match, really struggled. She ended up getting replaced in frame 6, but she's bounced back here. 4 out of 5 frames. She's got strikes in them.
Yeah, and that's why I totally agree with putting her right back in. You know, her first sort of adult thing. There's going to be some nerves. Let's put her back in and get her feet wet a little and allow her the opportunity to feel comfortable and not just punished right away for, struggling a little bit the first game.
Yeah, 100%.
NextGen is on a Team 7 bagger, Team 8 bagger.
Yeah, they found it here, and just coming into the commercial break, they're going to have a good roll going on. Bombers might be looking for that commercial break, right, to regroup and start momentum up.
They're struggling on their corner spares.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, that's three missed corner spares. And then 3 converted corner spares and a 12 spare.
Ooh. Evan pulled that one a little bit, so the 8-bagger has been stopped, but obviously he's still working on a strike, so spare is huge and keep the team momentum going.
Good cover. Another solid frame by those guys. Punch for Aaron. Looked like his timing. It looked like he was just a little late with his arm there. Forces the ball across his body, puts it down a little, and goes right into the head pin, unfortunately.
Ooh. Yeah, definitely not the start the Bombers are looking for. Matt's playing really solid. Obviously, Mark hasn't made any huge mistakes. He's covered everything. But this little commercial break will give them time to regroup and maybe have a little talk and figure out how they can catch up to the next gen here.
Absolutely. Yep, you bet. It's a long game. I mean, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's where you win or lose matches. So, and they're all professionals. They'll figure this out.
Yeah.
Mark picks a spare. Good cover. And we'll have to see. Hopefully Matt throws a strike here, try to build some momentum for the team going into the back half here.
Yeah, exactly. Give them something to think about going into this little 3-minute break and then come out on that same note, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a positive feeling.
Yeah, good strike.
Gets the slider.
Yeah.
So that leaves the BPG Bombers with 533 after 5.
All right. We'll commercial for our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the 6th frame.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centres across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Frame 6. NextGen with a bit of an advantage. They have 5 marks, 3 doubles going into frame 6. And the Bombers have a spare and a double going into their frame 6. So
Yeah, this is where the Bombers are sitting back, being like, okay, let's start rolling some strikes here, and let's find our rhythm and build on that as a team. You get the first person throw a strike, you get the second person throw a strike, and all of a sudden the strikes get way easier. NextGen's on the other side of it. You know, if I'm in that situation, you're just sitting there thinking, let's put the hammer down.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You got all the momentum, right? You want to continue it and not give the Bombers an opportunity to put something together here and claw this match back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not sure what the little delay here is, but these guys are ready to rock and roll, and we're all set to play. There we go.
There we go. All right, let's get at her.
That is the super unique thing about a format like this. It's not like you can see the other teams ready to go and is up there playing, right? it's ready, set, go, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm going to love this format.
Yeah, it's kind of up your alley.
It is. It really is. Great start by Danielle. Jenna punches again.
Heidi. Okay.
Let's... Good sticks for Jenna. I think her roll probably got a little bit shorter, but that match is really tight.
Yeah.
Des might be holding Brad in the bag to see what happens with Evan here too.
Yeah, having an option or a weapon, as you would call him, Bradley, one of the best players, probably holding him back, like you said, just to insert him wherever they need a little bit of help, or if they think they can steal a point, or they need to sure up some team score, right?
Second two pin.
Second two pin on a triple. That's where that commercial break really comes in.
100%. Guaranteed that's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
Just something else that people will learn to adapt to.
Yeah, exactly.
Great shot by Aaron there.
Wonder if we should turn up the sound on these guys. They're starting to get heated here.
Yeah, you could see hear the rowdiness.
Let's turn it up a little bit. Listen in on these guys. Guys and gals.
Sounds like a crowd of 30,000 people.
Playing in a stadium.
That's right.
Ooh,
good shot
super
by
thick.
Trevor. Might have been a touch high, but it definitely sounded like a cruncher.
Yeah.
But
Oh
good
yeah.
count on that double.
Yeah, that was really good. Great shot. So not every Sunday, but we will post a schedule on our Facebook group and on our website. But we will be live streaming these matches moving forward after today. Our next match is October 24th, and you can find it on YouTube live at 9 Mountain Daylight Time or Mountain Standard Time, depending when the time change happens.
Totally. That was great bounce back frame for the BPG Bombers there.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. That little, keep bringing up, but that little commercial break, right?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And again, all those guys have been there. They've done it. They know how to bear down when they have to. So they have 653 after 6 on 4 marks. So definitely gaining a little bit of momentum here. And
Yeah, great shot by Evan.
yeah, awesome. So good frame for both of them. The unfortunate side of that for the NextGen is they got rid of all but one double, so they're not counting so many points now coming forward, but they're just looking to bounce back this frame a little.
Yeah. Danielle a little bit off to the side there.
Yeah, her timing's off just a little. Good shot by Jenna. And good spare by Danielle.
So what did they have after 6?
They had 6:53.
6:53. So yeah, it's
Good
getting
ball.
closer. It's definitely a closer match for sure. Right now, the Bombers have control of two matches, sorry. The rest are all up for grabs at the moment.
Yeah, and anything can happen, right? I mean, you know, Tegan punches here, all of a sudden, you know, Heidi's match becomes a lot closer really quick. You know, same thing up top. Oh, wow.
Flying aces. That's a shot that me and Aaron unfortunately see on tour a bit, due to our speed and the angle we play.
Yeah.
They don't happen too often, but it's just where 1-2 pin or 1-3 pin goes high and the other one gets stuck in the gutter. It rattles around and doesn't come out to kick the other deuce.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, his team was hoping for a big kick to hopefully spare it, but that's one of the toughest spares out there. Not the toughest. Headpin's a little bit harder, I would believe, but
Yeah, I would say so. Good sticks.
Yep.
All you can do.
Yep. Yep. No fault of his own. It was a good shot.
Great shot by Tyler.
Tyler's rolling.
He's starting to find that rhythm.
Good shot by Johnny.
It's funny when you start getting into these team events. Me personally, I stop caring about 3-baggers, 4-baggers, 5-baggers. None of that really matters. I'm just counting in twos. You know, every double is so huge. So
Yeah.
after you throw another one on top of it, the one before didn't matter. It's all about just piling up doubles and just
Yeah.
trying
Yeah,
to keep that
exactly.
momentum going. Great shot by Evan there. Good bounce back frame by those guys. Matt is locked in right now.
Yeah, he is throwing bombs. Excitement happening after 7 frames. She is close.
She is. So the BBG Bombers have 8:01 after 7.
Roll the corner.
The head pin or the head pin head
Yeah.
dug into the corner, flipped up, and then landed right back down on it. So good break there.
Unfortunately, Jenna with that head pin.
Is that the end of the line?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if Heidi's punch just bought her an extra frame or not, but I have a feeling there's a switch happening.
There's some definite discussion happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bradley in frame 8 for Jenna.
Good sticks by Heidi there.
Yep. Ooh.
And we'll see if Brad has the opportunity to steal a match. He came out hot off the bench last match, so he'll definitely be looking to do the same.
Yeah, for sure. With 9:10 left, a 224 max over there.
Good shot by Aaron.
Ooh, Tegan with another head pin. Back-to-back head pins for NextGen.
That commercial break really got to Tegan.
Yeah. Her momentum kind of stalled out there. Johnny work on the double, follows up with his own head pin.
Yeah, it looks like it just got put down just a touch. Didn't have the same role the other ones did, and that's unfortunate, but your pins are going to be really big at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Great sticks by Johnny.
Good working frame. Picked up everything he could, did as much as possible. Trevor with another strike.
He's been really solid this game. The bottom three really have been for NextGen.
Yeah, they've provided all the momentum and held the team in with their top two struggling a little bit.
Just an absolute bomb.
Maddie almost got the rollout.
Yeah. Thick right. I mean, thick right with the backup. That's always a possibility to go, but that's a great count.
I think that's one of Maddie's signature shots, right? Those are the ones that crunch and push through.
100%.
No doubt about that spare. All right, Evan needs a good one here. Keep his team's momentum going. Nice shot.
EPG Bombers with 9:42.
And once again, NextGen looks like 8:23, but obviously they got 3 doubles, not counting into that total.
Right. So that's another 135 sitting there. So that match is pretty close. A little bit of an advantage in NextGen now, but definitely not the advantage they had after 5 frames.
No.
But that being said, they got 3 doubles sitting there. They have a couple extra balls in hand that VPG doesn't.
And Bradley got the push. They said he can get to 224, so Daniel's gonna look to hopefully close that gap and secure this match.
Absolutely. It's a big spare for her.
Yeah. Hey, Tegan's looking for a bounce back frame here. Shake off those last 2 head pins and throw something
still
strong.
Up 2 balls, so just trying to keep that. I think she'll take that break right now.
Yeah, that chop spare.
Spare opportunity is a good thing at the moment.
Yeah. Heidi with the good shot.
She's just got such great roll on her ball.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
spare
she's got an amazing open career and Masters career, and she placed second in the Heritage Traditional, so she can fire with the best of them.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal player.
Doesn't throw quite as hard as her husband, but
Not a lot of people do. Not even you do.
no.
Great shot. Great shot by Trevor. Awesome.
Yeah. Side by side, you can't see those at the Open.
That's right.
Oh, wow. Got robbed. That was a great shot by Tyler. And Johnny gets the slider. Right, so I was just shake off that little bit of bad luck and make sure of this spare.
He still has a great game going.
Yeah. Ooh, just missed by Matt. Little pull to the left.
Yeah, it looks like he just pulled out of that a little early.
Yeah, these teams are starting to. This is a huge foundation frame, right? These teams are putting black marks together, not leaving any openings.
It's a huge shot.
Good shot for Evan. Yeah. There you go. Great ninth frames for both teams.
So 1,052 for BPG with their marks counted in after 9.
Yeah, 991 for NextGen with none of their marks counted in. 2 doubles, a strike, and 2 spares. So obviously a little bit advantage to NextGen.
Yeah, absolutely. Great shot by Danielle.
The 10th frame is going to matter so much here.
Well, that'll pretty much solidify her match. But now she gives the opportunity for her team to gain some extra pins too, so...
Yeah,
Great
big
shot,
strike for Bradley. Yeah, so Daniel's all but secured her match point, but like I said, want to give as many points to the team as possible and give Matt a chance at the end to maybe swing those 3 points.
Absolutely. Great shot.
Big shot. Oh, Bradley got a little quick there.
Really wanted that one.
Yeah.
It's okay. He did another good job coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Those are big points coming down the line.
Great finish for Danielle.
Awesome.
Yeah, Bradley solid finish for his and Jenna's game. Give his team the extra 30 sticks in that frame. Oh, Heidi, right pocket strike. Oh, Tegan gets robbed on the right corner. Alright, she has to make sure of the spare here.
Yeah. Yeah, big spare. This match is going to become really close here.
Oh no.
Oh, she missed.
Yeah.
Kind of a theme of this so far. There's been some shaky corner pin shots from a bunch of people.
So Heidi has a chance to steal this match now.
She does. Needs this one though.
Oh.
So Tegan will hang on and get her match.
Yep.
It's now 1-1.
And Trevor with the split on his triple.
That's a big opening.
Yeah. Oh.
And Aaron comes back with the same shot. He had an opportunity not to steal his match, but
Those
to make
all
up.
important team points.
Yeah, he could have made up almost all the team points there.
Yeah. So Trevor takes home that match point.
Good pins.
Yeah, obviously Aaron's a little bit disappointed. He really wanted that one. Those aces and 7, even bigger now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
You're starting to see people tighten up a little bit coming down the line.
Yep.
So BPG has 1181 right now, with their marks counted in, coming down the line here. So that this could get really close.
Yep. Oh man.
See, everyone's just tightening up. That's a big open for both Ty and Mark. Mark could have stolen that match. Yeah, he could have stolen that match by 1.
Yep.
And again made up almost all those pins.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's a tough take. But yeah, get all your sticks here.
so he finishes with 239. So they have 1199.
11.99, and Evan and them have 12.54.
Yes, with marks added in, you bet.
Yeah. So without a big error here by Evan, looks like
Big
NextGen's gonna lock in a 6-2 win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
If Evan struck out, he had an outside chance of catching something on that too, but
Yeah.
that'll be wayside now. But good roll there from Matt, that's for sure. There's that thick right shot that just kind of ducks under, and great shot.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So they could get the 1260, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 1274, I guess. Sorry. We could get the 1274, and Evan and them already have 1279.
Great shot.
Yeah. 1284 for NextGen.
Yeah, and currently BPG is at 1244.
Yeah. So looking like a 6-2 win. Obviously, we'll wait for the team total to show up on the scoreboard for the Bombers to clarify that. But by our math, they could only get the 1274.
No, 1259.
Oh, 1259.
Yeah, they
sorry.
were at 1199 on a spare, so.
Oh,
that
okay,
makes sense,
yeah.
1259.
Yeah, 1259 max. Chop to finish. Great game by Matt. 356. Gave his team a really good shot. Unfortunately, they had a few head pins in frame 10 there that slowed the momentum. And obviously, NextGen didn't have the greatest finish either, but. So,
there
6-2
we
for NextGen.
1254 to 1284.
So, 30 pins.
Yeah, good match. BPG definitely gave it a run out there at the end. It looked like it could have been a runaway after 5 frames, and they came back and made a good game out of it. And small little mistakes and some kind of bad breaks in there, and that's 30 pins. It doesn't take much for 30 pins to flip one direction or the other. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so we'll just wait for Desiree and Allison to come in as the team managers, and we'll just do a quick interview with them. Obviously, NextGen's day is over. They lost 6-2 to Toppler, but then they won against the Bombers 6-2, so they have an 8 points after 2 matches. Congrats to them. And the Bombers will be moving on to play Toppler in the next round, or in the next match. Sorry.
Yeah.
Next round. 8-gamer. Too many 8-gamer matches.
Stuck in your head, yeah. You bet.
All right, we'll bring Allison in here. Hey, Allison.
Hey, guys.
Hey. So, really crazy 10th frame there. That didn't
Yeah,
go the
really.
way you guys were hoping, but
No, and it kind of sucked not having the totals. Scrambling. I had a
Yes.
piece of paper here, scrambling, trying to,
yeah,
you know,
we were trying.
Maddie, of course, wanted to know where we sat, but
Yeah,
I was trying to do quick math in the chat there for you too. So
yeah, I had a headphone in, so I was kind of following, so that gave me an idea, and then I had a piece of paper and was kind of trying our best, but
Yeah,
you know.
for sure. So hopefully you guys can get your scoreboard switched over to team total format for the next match.
yeah, that would be helpful for sure.
we'll see. It's weird in Steltronic. They have to set up an entire league to do it.
Oh,
They have
yikes.
to build a league to do it. Yeah. So yeah. We'll see.
Maybe not this week then. Desiree, great finish by NextGen. The 10th frame wasn't what you guys were looking for, but just enough to hold on and get those 6 points.
Yeah, I think we got all the nerves worked out, hopefully, and we're looking forward to our next set of matches.
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't know when your next set of matches are. Don't have the schedule in front of me, but obviously, great first 2 matches. Not so good against Toppler Bowl. Got 2 points out of it, but got 6 here, so you got 8 total moving into the next match. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, an 8-8 split is not going to hurt you. That's for sure.
No. Great job. And then, Allison, you guys are obviously moving on to play Toppler Roses in the next match. You are the away team, so you guys get to set your lineup. So we'll give you a few minutes. We'll run our commercials, and we'll see you guys in the next match. And thanks again, Desiree.
No problem.
Hey,
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Des.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
At Cargill, we have numerous brands and varieties of canola seed to meet any producer's needs. We look forward to helping you create a plan for your 2022 crop. Please contact your local crop input sales rep for any of your canola seed needs. Thank you and enjoy the bowling.
Alrighty, we're moving on to match number 3 of today's show. We have the Bombers versus the Toppler Roses. So we'll get those team managers in shortly. We'll wait for them to post their lineups and get that all figured out before we interview them. So, Dexter, what do you think of the first two matches?
It was good. Hey, at least it was coming down the line. A little bit of excitement there. You get to see some of the team atmosphere and people getting pumped up, and that's really what we're missing in like showing our game. So, great start for the first two matches. It's nice to see that excitement, and happy with how it's going.
Yeah. So obviously 1,300 is the top so far for team total, which was Toppler Bowl in match 1. But a 1259 out of NextGen, then a 1284 out of them in their next match, and 1254 from the Bombers. So all within 50 sticks, all the matches. Pretty amazing play.
Absolutely awesome.
We'll go ahead and bring in Stacy Weber from the Toppler Roses while we wait for Allison to set their schedule for the Bombers as the away team. Hey Stacy, how's it going? You're muted at second.
Hang on.
There you go.
Well, we had an hour break, we had a little nap.
Yeah, you guys weren't partying after that first win, or what?
Well, I think there might be a couple drinks going around, but nothing major. Making sports select tickets because it's NFL Sunday.
Yes.
That's fair. Good call.
Right?
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, obviously, you're waiting on Allison's thing. Are you going to change any lineup to match or anything like that?
No, we have our lineup. It won't change. Anybody can bowl anywhere, right? It's your turn every 5th turn.
Fair enough.
So same lineup as last time then?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
What is your? We will wait. We will wait.
You have to wait. Yes.
That is very fair. Very fair. So, how is your experience after the first match? Like, is there something you were expecting or something you weren't expecting that came to fruition?
I think, first of all, I've never coached anything before, right? I've coached YBC stuff, but nothing with a pull. So as a bowler, we've all been there, you're always thinking about a pull, but when you're a coach, holy cow, you're looking at it's a headache. You look at everything, right? So for me, that was the challenging part, right?
Right.
Yeah. But I think, like Desiree said the first time, it's different because it's quiet, right? And I don't know what it was like at the other bowling centers, but we're using lane 6 at Toppler, so and how we have the cameras placed, nobody was really sitting in the pit. We're all behind, and so it's just a different kind of atmosphere. It's something to get used to, but it's cool.
For sure. Yeah. So Allison has set their their lineup. So it's Danielle, Aaron, Daryl, Mark, Matt, and Steve is starting on the bench.
Interesting. They're going with the 6-guy scenario, and Heidi won't be playing, so that means Danielle will be forced to play the entire game.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God I don't have 7 players. That's a lot of work.
So with that being said, we'll wait for Allison to join us here. But Stacey, what's your lineup?
Parker, Marcello, Pamela, Jennifer, Kevin, and Rich is on the bench.
There you go. Awesome.
So similar to the last one.
Yep, just Rich went in. He gets to go to the Pine because his 9th and 10th frame weren't the greatest, so he's can't reward him.
No, that's right.
How did Marcello enjoy his first sort of open format tournament?
I think after the first 3-4 frames when he didn't look like he'd seen a ghost, he did well, right?
Yeah,
you settle in there, right? Your first experience is pretty cool and kind of neat that it's this scenario, right?
Yes.
It's a little bit more comfortable, I think, right? But
for sure. But this is great experience for his possible open and master play in the future, right?
Absolutely, right? It's good. This is a good thing for him and for the youth that are in here, right? So
yeah, exactly. Hey, Allison.
Hey.
Welcome back. Long time no talk.
Hey, Allison.
Hi.
So we were just discussing lineups and stuff like that, and we see that you went with the 6 guys, 1 guy on the bench. So with that being said, Danielle has to play the whole match. Was there any? Can you divulge anything behind that, or was it just the way the guys felt or the ladies felt?
Well, I think Heidi wanted to play, and it's, you know, she came in off the bench well. She always does. There's just some head pins, and I had kind of already had in my head that I was going to go with 5 guys this game, anyways. So I was kind of, you know, Danielle finished really well. So how do you take out someone who finished as strong as she did? It's unfortunate for Heidi because she did come in well. But, you know, at some point you got to make a decision and stick with it. And I had decided I was going to go with 5 guys this game already. So that's what I'm going with.
And it is the tough part about this league and this type of format and the way it works. You unfortunately can only have 1 person on the bench, so that's the way she goes. But you guys are all ready to rock and roll, it looks like.
Yep, we're good. I think
we're good.
So Toppler's scoreboard just isn't up yet, but I'm sure you guys all
I had to wait for Allison to turn it on because we couldn't show anything ahead of time.
Perfect.
Sorry.
No worries. So
there it is.
without further ado, guys, go ahead and get your match started.
All right, good luck, Allison.
Good luck.
Match.
All right.
See, they've got things already all figured out, eh? No, we're not putting our lineup up. We're not turning that camera on until they start their lane draw. I love it. I love it.
Smart play, smart play.
It is. That's awesome. Parker starts with a punch. Good spot for that.
Alrighty.
Break out my old calculator.
Yeah. We'll try and keep these guys as informed as possible with
Yeah. I jumped in to try to see if I could find a setting to change, and I couldn't find one, so
yeah.
it is just for League, I believe.
Right. Hopefully something we can get adjusted for future matches, since there is 2 teams playing out of Sherwood Bowl.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard for us to do. Parker starts with 12. Not the greatest start, but that's the spot to put it.
Oh, Marcello starts out hot.
Ooh.
That seemed like it was a little bit on the left side, and
Yeah, that looked pretty inside.
all right. So Pam's first shot, playing out of frame 1. Ooh,
Good shot.
shot for her.
Danielle with a quick 3-pin lead.
You never know. Never
That's
know.
right.
These
That's
matches
right.
are getting close. 41 pins and 30 pin difference in the first 2 matches.
You're absolutely right. Great shot by Aaron. He hits that right side, it's almost guaranteed.
Yep. And Daryl's first shot of the league. The Bombers are representing Bradson Promotional Group. They were sponsored by them, I do believe. So, as you can see on the back of their shirts, and Daryl happens to be the owner.
You know, this has got to feel really good for him. I mean, you know, his first really competitive team-based ball in a while, you know?
Yeah.
He did make the Open, you know, obviously not the last time that we had the Open, but obviously that didn't end up transpiring, so he's really been focusing on taking bowling seriously the last couple of years, and it's got to feel good for him to be back up there and throwing balls again for a team.
Yeah, totally. Especially a team that he built and he sponsored and wants to be a big part of, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So these teams are obviously getting off to a little bit of a slow start. Like Stacy said, the Toppler Roses have come off an hour break. And the Bombers have they finished fairly well going into the last game, but there was still a bit of a break for them as well.
Looks like Johnny struggled a little bit with his footing there.
Yeah, that's the tough thing for events like these, like made for, in quotations, television, right? There's always going to be these breaks for commercials, for video transition and stuff like that. As Johnstone's well aware, he was part of TSNs and stuff like that. He knows that they're the way that things are, and being a part of the WCBT productions and.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the thing is, even playing in the open and stuff like that, there's usually some, a couple of lanes that are, a little bit late running always anyway. So you end up having a 10-15 minute break every once in a while. If there's a lane breakdown or something, it's not uncommon for us to be having, a 10-minute break in between games. So ultimately, I think everyone's used to it.
Yeah.
Just make sure you go up there, take your practice slides, and get some warm up in, and stay loose. But Matt stays hot with a strike there.
So there'll obviously be questions from the audience and stuff. So the way these teams have to set their lineups is they have, before the match, the away team sets their lineup. They pick 5 players. Obviously, it has to be at least one female and at least one male. And then there's a 6th player on the bench, and they can be subbed in at any point throughout the match. And then some of these teams have a 7th player that they can set into the match. But it has to be before the match. If they don't set him in on the bench as the 6th player or in, then they unfortunately cannot compete in this specific match. But they get to compete in later matches and stuff like that. It's just the way you set your lineups.
Totally.
And if people are wondering the reason, we have some small centers, some small community teams in here that don't quite have the depth that a large part of these other teams do. So you have to create a situation where they don't get handcuffed. It's like a salary cap, if you will.
Yeah, and I mean, we're also still playing in the heavily prevalent COVID era at the moment, right? So
yeah,
anyone can get sick at any point, really, and then not be able to play. And the last thing we wanted to do is end up having, 5 or 4 or 3-player teams up there,
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, huge bomber frame here going.
Yeah, 4 strikes. Johnny's a little thin on the right hand side, but he gets the slider kick out there, and that was good.
Jen got roasted. The corner rattled in the gutter there. They got a nice frame building as well.
Yes, a solid bounce back frame for both of them.
Great pick by Jen. Great shot by Maddie. Great double.
He's just been locked right in.
Yep.
So 177 after 2 for the BPG Bombers.
Mm-hmm.
Slow start for Kev. Thing about Kev, though, is as soon as he finds it,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, throws lots of strikes once he's found it. Kevin's just a grinder, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
His game may not look like much, but he ends up putting together solid games all the time. You don't ever really see Kevin have a full game of struggle. So
He's one of the most mentally solid players ever.
yeah, he can dig deep just as well as anybody else.
And big moments don't seem to rattle him at all.
No. Big double. Oh.
Great shot by Parker there. Danielle, good shot. Just looks like it ran in a touch high on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it almost kind of looked like a power chop for power players. And Danielle doesn't throw soft by any means.
Good half.
Yep. Oh, a split for Marcello on his double.
Still a solid start.
Yep.
But this is a big opportunity for Aaron to kind of put some distance in between them early. Great shot.
That's one of the things about Aaron's game. With that big backup he has, he can hit that pocket anywhere. He'll get the aces we seen in the last match, or he'll get roasted corners, power chops, but his strike zone is so big that
he's got more rotation than I mean, his whole style is built around rotation.
Yeah.
Just the arm swing and the hip movement and all of it is just creating torque, and he can put it right on the front face of that head pin and make things crunch. It's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So big strike there for Pam. Daryl with the skinny chop, going straight for his spare here. Yep. I wonder how much play Jen Smith's gotten in. She's by far one of the best lady players that there's been for a long time. We were kind of joking around with Johnny being a legend as of now. Jen has been a legend for quite a few years, and she's still at the top of her game.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's kind of tough to see her struggle kind of in that first match. And here she's the head pin, the corner, and the miss. She's might not have played as much as she's wanted to come into this match. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, like we've said lots. I mean, it's been a long time. There's been a big break in there, and I realize we're in October now, so there's been a month of bowling if you've been in league.
Yeah.
But you know, even if you're just doing one night a week, I mean, throwing 15 games probably isn't enough for you to be sharp again after an 18-month layoff.
Yeah, true enough. Kevin obviously comes back with a big strike there. They got 4 marks out of the possible 5 in frame 3, and they got a double working, so Toppler has shored up their third frame for sure.
Yeah, good third frame there for sure. The last 2 frames have been really solid.
Ooh. Kind of Maddie's first big miscue. He's been solid in his first match, and this one obviously starting out with the double, so he's going to work, pick up his sticks here, and
yeah, he's played really well.
Yeah,
I mean,
not worry about this little blip.
Exactly. His only mistake the first game was a miss left, which is whatever. At least you can cover that up, right? So
yeah.
He's been really solid. So that'll leave BPG with 330 after 3.
With everything counting, and Toppler Roses have 266 after 3 with 4 marks and a double. Great shot by Danielle.
Yeah, gets it to the left-hand side, gets the pin to bounce off the sidewall, and
I think that maybe the hardest thing that's going to be throughout this Pro League is the different scoring systems and how they add up the marks differently and stuff like that. Teams are really going to have, their team managers are really going to have to pay attention to what the actual scores are at, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll be a challenge. It's like when you're, coaching POA match play. It's constant math all the time. So, but that's the great thing about this game. I think all of us kind of love math in some sort of way if you play bowling.
Yeah. Everybody thinks the coach or the team manager is, I wouldn't say an easy position, but usually there's not too much going on. You just got to watch your players, know who you need to pull and stuff like that. But this adds a little bit more to that team manager. Now they got to deal with the interviews. They got to deal with the scoring systems. They got to deal with their players. Like,
Great shot by
it adds, third 2-pin of the Pro League.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm pretty sure Marcella's not happy to be on that list, but
You got a little smirk out of him. That's all right. Big 4-bagger there by Aaron.
yeah, it was huge.
But yeah, you're absolutely right there, Carrie. I mean, the managers in this Pro League is definitely a huge part of this team.
Yeah.
They have a big role, and there's some teams that have opted to have, player managers, and that could be tough. There's a lot of stuff going on. That could be a challenge.
Yeah, they might look back and wish that they had a person doing all that for them, but
100%.
and you never know. They might sign some team managers in the future, knowing that this is going to be a situation.
Yeah. Maybe they play the one week and be like, you know what?
Or even watching this show, just be like, that looks like a lot of work. We're going to need somebody.
Absolutely. So another really solid frame by the Bombers here.
Yeah.
And even like the Toppler Roses, like, a couple of spares, that's not a bad frame at all. At least the 2-pin spare. The 2-pin spare wasn't on a mark, so no harm, no foul, no different than a corner spare, so
yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, and Pam's chop spare, doesn't matter, it was only working on one strike, so her count is the same as any spare, so.
Looks like Maddie struggled to get the same finish on those 2 shots, those head pins.
Ooh.
He gets
John
a little
missing the
punchy
corner.
at times. He's always incredibly accurate. He definitely needs that little bit of lift in the finish on his shot for sure. And as soon as he gets it, he's lights out, but puts it down a couple shots there. And
Yeah, but you can't fault him too much. That's only 2 real blips in this whole thing so far, so Matt will bounce back.
100%, yeah. He did a great job of keeping those guys into the last match, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess that's something we can say too. We haven't said it so far. Hopefully, people are still listening. But there is MVP awards for male and female. So, JBrains.ca was kind enough to be sponsor for the MVP. So at the end of the league, the regular season league, we will be announcing MVPs, and they'll receive some bonus.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think that's great. I mean, it's a team event, and I don't think anyone's going to be going out of their way to focus on the MVP awards at all, but I think that's awesome. We need to celebrate our top players in our game, and that's a great way of doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so too. Parker comes back strong with a strike after his 4th frame.
So the Bombers have 462 after 4. Marks all in.
Yeah, so this match got a lot closer.
Yeah, neck and neck, really.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a quick pull. Looks like Marcello's out.
Yeah.
Nothing to really
Ooh.
fault Marcello for. I mean, yeah, obviously he had the 2 misses there, but his other shots have been good. He covered up the 2-pin spare.
Yeah, Stacy's probably just looking for a veteran to come in and hopefully claw some of these points back from Aaron.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure it had a lot to do with the fact that Aaron is, rolling right now. The head pin in 5 definitely gives Rich the chance to make up a little bit of ground here and start his own little run.
Yeah, exactly. Great start for Aaron, the 4-bagger head pin though. Definitely helps his team with a little bit of momentum, and hopefully some of these guys can help cover him up, and so he can come back strong next frame. Pam with the skinny right corner.
4-baggers are huge in this format.
Yeah.
He knew right away. He knew as soon as he let that go that was going to be a punch. But yeah, 4-baggers are absolutely massive in this. That's the thing about this game. I mean, we're facing the best of the best out there. These are amazing shooters on all sides of the ball, and we're in some centers that have some amazing scoring too. So somebody throws a 4-bagger, there's a good chance that someone's going to throw a 4-bagger right back at you.
Yeah, exactly.
And not the frame Darryl was looking for. I'm sure he'd probably be more upset about the missed pins in the second ball than he is on.
Yeah, than the actual head pin. Yeah.
You gotta make sure your sticks, especially on marks there. But he's been solid. He's been hitting what he's aiming at, and just needs to start running some together.
Yeah. Mark come out of the shot a little bit there. That's one thing about Mark's game. His feet have to be so solid. As soon as he gets it seems like he gets a little slippery out there. That's when he throws his best.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Good half.
All right. Jen, a little redemption on this left corner. There you go. Unfortunately, those corners keep coming till you pick them every time.
Isn't that the truth? They'll just sit there and mock you.
Yeah. Hey, let's see if Matt can bounce back after that 2 hit pins.
Oh, it's much better.
Yeah. No doubter.
Yeah. It's just a matter of that 6 inches of lift.
Yeah.
So that gives 569.
Right. And Kevin's working on a double here, so he'll want to keep his team's momentum going. They got a good frame working here. Great shot.
Huge.
All right. And they got 521 after 5 with a bunch of marks working, a double. And we'll run our commercial and we'll be right back.
Cargill is proud to be supporting a truly Canadian sport like 5-pin bowling. We look forward to watching some great competition from many competitors and bowling centers across our country. With hundreds of locations across Canada, Cargill is committed to helping the Canadian farmer thrive. Whether it is selling commodities, getting agronomic advice, fertilizer needs, crop protection, and marketing expertise, Cargill is here to help. So please enjoy this bowling. Thank you.
All right, we're rocking and rolling on with frame 6 here. It's looking like a 5-3 split for the favor of Toppler Roses at this second.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight match, I think.
Yeah.
I think this one's going to go right down the line.
Yeah, she's going to be close. Oh. Danny wanted to get up to a hot start right away. Unfortunately, a little bit of a miscue there.
Yeah, that's the top side for Despair too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and Parker comes out with a bomb. Great shot.
Big double.
Let's see if she can get this across to the left side.
It looks
Good
good.
spot.
Yep.
Ah, good
Great
shot.
spare. Super spare.
Big. Another badge.
Yeah. Not the count she was looking for on her 5th frame spare, but she'll take a spare going into 7.
Absolutely.
So if people are wondering, Rich Weber happens to be the more famous brother out of the Webers.
out of the 3.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Good covers. Good strike for Aaron. Big bounce back.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough spot for Rich there too. You know, he comes in, he throws one ball to make the spare, and then he goes into a commercial break.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and has to shoot at it. So I don't fault him too much for that miss.
No.
Good shot by DB.
Yeah. Big bounce back for him too. Pam looked to cover this.
Those
Keep
guys
the
are making Allison's job tough.
Yeah.
Trying to pick.
Ooh. Oh, good solid shot.
I'm sure he'll be happy with that result.
Alright, Jen will look to pick Pam up here and follow up on her left corner spare. Johnny's pretty deadly on corners. Pretty simple. Yeah.
Good cover. Good half. Oh,
Yeah.
Good crunch by Jen there.
There's the Jen Marshall - Smith that we all remember. The high hit and pushes everything through.
That had some roll on it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Alright, Matt's gonna look to keep things going, and Kevin working on a triple for the Toppler Roses. Yeah, great shot. Alright, Kevin will look to answer.
So 675 for the Bombers after 6.
Great shot.
I love Kevin's intensity.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
second
definitely.
to none out there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a super intense player, that's for sure. Hey, Danny working on a 3-pin spare. A lot better.
Great shot.
Yeah.
Great ball.
Oh, Parker with the dead-on beak hit.
Yeah, the headpin came straight back too.
Yeah.
Right back through the hole.
All right, lots of sticks to pick up here.
Yeah, that gives Danielle an advantage, really, because that's going to... Parker picks his wood. That gives him 163 and 7.
She has 168,
sure.
yeah.
That's a big swing. Aaron with another great shot.
Yeah, Aaron's feeling it. There's some of the biggest shots I've seen Aaron throw in a while, so he's...
Aaron thrives on the intensity and the adrenaline.
Yeah.
I think it just allows him to do things naturally without thinking about it. Then he gets so amped up, and then he gets locked right in. I love it.
Yeah. I think Maddie helps with that, right? Matt Schultz has a lot of that same intensity, and Rich with the big strike on the spare. Try and keep that Aaron match within earshot.
Yeah, exactly. You just try to pace the guy, honestly.
Yeah.
Good cover.
Great spare for DB. Pam with the bomb now too. Now these pulls are going to get tougher as they get deeper into the game.
Yeah, isn't that the truth?
And to be fair, they don't even have to use the pull for our audience. They can leave that person on the bench if they think their team can handle it.
Yeah, they might be getting to a point where that might be the case for this match.
Yeah.
Great shot by Jen. And
Johnny answers.
yeah, absolutely. It was getting to the point where Johnny might be the guy, even though he's not really playing all that bad.
Yeah.
It was getting to that point, so that strike might have bought him another frame.
Yeah, this is very close to a 4-4 split here at the moment.
Big shots that are known, or by people that are known to make big shots.
Yeah.
Great shot by Kevin. Just absolute no doubt.
Yeah. Ooh, a little thin for Maddie. Didn't roll out the chops.
Good count on the double, though.
Yep.
But that will definitely give Kevin a huge advantage in this match.
Ooh. That chopped cherry. Okay. But they still have a solid frame, right? Nothing wrong with it.
Yep. So 533 for the Bombers with all the marks in. 794 for the Toppler Roses without the marks being in. So they got 45.
What was the Bombers score? Sorry.
833.
Yeah, it was 530. Eggs.
Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, 833. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Roses have a bit of an edge at the moment here.
Yeah, Danielle and Parker trade headpins. Parker gets the headpin in 7. Danielle gets the headpin in 8. Just kind of
Offset each other.
Yeah, status quo.
Yeah.
Rich is starting to get dialed in here too. It's a team 6-bagger.
Yep.
Good sticks by Danielle. And the hard part is here's Aaron, who's played very well this match, and he's kind of in a position where he's still forced to throw well. Like, all these shots really matter.
Yeah. Team 7-bagger for the Roses. We got it going now. The Bombers need to answer to slow their momentum.
Team 8-bagger.
We seen one of these Team 8-baggers earlier for the NextGen.
Yeah, they're rolling now. That's for sure. Good sticks. Now, if you're the Bombers and you're peeking in here and seeing, the Roses starting to throw a whole bunch of strikes and they're going to be done their frame here significantly early, do you take your time?
Yeah, I think you gotta really try and I hate to say it, not ice them, but your team needs to take their time and refocus and get things rolling, right? You don't want to rush your mistakes now.
Yeah, exactly. This frame's, you're already slower on this frame. Take as much time as you need and go from there.
Yeah, exactly. And the side effect is you might ice the other team a little bit, right? Because they got to wait for you. They just can't jump up and throw the next frame. So it's not malicious in any fact. It's just your team needs to regroup.
Yeah, there's no yeah, exactly. But it's just strategy. It's just nothing rude. It's just, even in the open and stuff like that, if you guys get on a roll, you just try to pump the strikes at them. But if you have them going at you, take your time. Give them an extra couple seconds to think about it, and maybe cool off a little, and that's just all part of the game, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like, DB throws that big strike, right? Johnny follows him up. If Maddie throws one here, now the momentum's on their side. Unfortunately, Kevin punched an 8. Team still had a great 8-bagger run. They're still building on 3 doubles. The Bombers just need momentum on their side to help close some of that gap.
Absolutely. It's a big shot here by Matt.
Yeah.
They need to string strikes together as a team, and so carry that momentum going.
Push.
Similar shot.
Rolled out the chop that time.
Right up the corner.
Yeah. All right. Big spare here. Keep your team working.
That's a big 7th and 8th frame for the Roses, though.
Yeah.
Good half.
Good half.
Again, you just try to carry doubles over, and that's so big, and now they've got 3 doubles going there. So, BPG's got 960 after 8.
960 to Roses 925, but they got 3 doubles and a strike working, so they got
150 sitting there that's not put in yet.
Yeah. So they had a bit of a lead going into the last 2 frames here. Oh, Danny with a big high hit.
Yeah, it looked like it was coming in pretty tight, and then
Parker,
punched.
huge double.
Yeah, so that will now officially give Parker the advantage going into 10 there. He's got a ball in hand. They're both sitting at a 193 and 8, but he still has another ball to mark in there. So
yeah. Ooh, roasted. Speedball. Ooh, Aaron with a 7 count. Alright. Aaron's just got to pick up all his wood here. He's got to try and secure that point, right?
Yeah, because all of a sudden that is really coming into question.
Oh. That was
it's always
a skinny
good
one.
spare when the pin stays on the lane.
Yeah, 252. So Aaron actually will be behind now.
Yeah. And
If they both
really
bang out for maximums, I guess I should say.
So I mean, you look at he leaves 3 pins in the 5th frame, 3 pins in the 8th frame. That 6 pins there, all of a sudden,
Huge triple.
He is in the lead, right? So
yeah, Pam with a big triple there too.
Roses coming in hot.
Yeah. Yeah, big finish for the Roses. The last game against NextGen, they had a fast start and a slow finish. This time they have a slower finish and a slower start and a bigger finish.
Good shot by Daryl there.
Yeah.
Big answer. So he'll be down 13. But when you're both going into 10 on doubles, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Good half by Jen.
What was looking like a 4-4 split all of a sudden is almost an 8-0 sweep.
Yeah, it changes really fast.
Yeah, the Bombers really need to get going here. Now it's not, obviously they're still hoping for team total, but now it's going to be picking up those individual points that are within grasp, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, those points are going to be huge.
Yeah.
After the 8 qualifying matches that we have going into playoffs.
Yeah.
You're going to need all those individual points.
Yeah, it's just the start of the league, so a couple losses isn't going to kill you, but it puts you behind the 8 ball right away, right? You got to find a way to squeeze some of those points back.
Yeah, with us only playing 8 games, you definitely don't want to, lose 2 or 3 right away, because then all of a sudden you have to win 4 or 5 straight sort of thing.
Yeah.
It becomes a taller task for sure, but these guys are all professionals, so.
Yeah.
Great shot by Maddie.
Great shot from Matt.
So that'll give them 1,080.
1,080 with all marks counting. And the Roses have 1,186 with 2 doubles and a strike and 2 spares not counting yet. So they got quite a bit of lead.
What's the score there, sorry?
1108. 1108.
Yeah, okay. Great shot by Danielle. That's huge.
Yeah. Try and
really
squeeze this point back.
Oh, that was right on the beak.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Here we
So
go.
now, if Parker throws a strike, it doesn't matter what Danielle does. He's got this match.
Yeah. He needs the double and a pin.
But if Danielle throws a strike, then Parker absolutely needs to throw a strike.
Yeah. It's in Parker's hands, but if he opens or doesn't make the strike, then Danny has a chance. There it is.
Chances there.
Oh! Didn't roll out.
266 is her max, and he currently has 263.
Yeah.
So he just can't really miss left.
Oh, he picked enough. Yeah. Parker with the win.
Wow.
268 to 266. Bet you he's hoping he didn't know what the scores were.
Yeah.
So 1-0 so far for the Roses.
And BPG's got 1138 after Danielle's frame.
Both through strikes.
And Rich, after Aaron has played really well, a couple punches in there, makes it tough, and all of a sudden Rich has the advantage here.
Yep. Yeah, he has the 3-pin advantage. He can, if they match going out, Rich wins. Big shots here. This is a big point.
And that's where, we talk about this a lot. Strikes win matches, but pins and spares can lose you matches. And just a couple of, left 6 pins standing there on his head pins. And, it doesn't seem like a lot at the time, but it's a lot right now.
Yeah. Yeah. So all comes down to this last one. If Rich throws a strike or a corner, he wins. Anything less, Aaron has a chance to tie or beat him. And if they tie, it's split, half a point each. Rich wins.
Closes it out. Wow, what a match.
Off the bench to steal the point away from Aaron that started with a 4-bagger. Yeah. Tough match for Aaron.
You know what? He played really well. You know, strikes and punches, really.
Yeah.
So like
three head pins.
So they were at 11.71 after Aaron.
Pam leaves the corner.
Great shot.
DB, big strike there. The Roses have 1284 right at the moment, with Mark still working.
Good half by Pam.
1301. Okay, so DB's got a pretty good hold on to this match. He obviously still needs to throw something here. Oh. Alright, needs more than 4.
Again, can't miss left. Exactly the same position Parker was in.
Jen hangs the corner.
There wasn't a string pull there.
There we go.
Shot.
TB secures the point. 267 to 266. Every pin matters, people. Pay attention out there.
That's right. So 12.31 after DB.
1332 for the Roses at the moment. Ooh, Jen missed the corner. Johnny had a chance to steal there. Oh no, he didn't. Not quite. Sorry, no. Yeah. Ooh. Alright. Another point to the Roses. And here, going into the last frame, the Roses have locked up team total. It's going to be up the mat to try and steal a point away from the Roses here.
Yeah, so 12.46. Yeah, the team totals no longer matter. But these individual points are going to be huge.
Yeah. So right now the score is looking like 7-1. Matt can win this point to make it 6-2 for the Roses. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Kevin's opened the door a little bit for Matt to have a chance here.
Big shot by Matt here.
Yep.
But again, like we said, you know, there's certain people you expect to be able to make big shots at big times, and Kevin and Matt are both those people for sure. So we'll see what Matt does here. He could bang out for 287.
There's one.
Kevin could finish out with 274.
Yeah.
So he still needs the next one.
Yeah, he needs the double and the 2-pin to tie if Kevin picks this 2-pin.
Yeah.
If Kevin misses it, then Matt just needs the double and then keep it on the lane. No, out of the gutter there. Didn't count. So 1360 for Toppler.
I think I hear Gil in the background.
I do too. Always a strong supporter of Mark Johnstone and the Edmonton crew.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Well, if he gets a miraculous spare here, he ties, right?
No.
Oh, no. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, you needed it. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
All right, 7-1.
That was, it was a close match coming right down the line until I handed to the Roses that they threw huge frames in 7, 8, 9. Rich comes in off the bench, throws the 5-spare double quarter spare turkey to finish. Came off the bench really solid to steal that match. And
yeah, exactly. All right, we will remove this graphic, and we'll bring in our team captains, or team managers, I should say. Hey, Stacy.
Hi.
Great last half for the Roses.
Really?
Yeah,
It's fun to watch, right? Easy to catch.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You at the halfway mark, it was looking like a 4-4 split at the moment, and then the Roses put together that 8 strikes in a row for the team that really put some distance between you and the Bombers.
Yeah.
Obviously, neither of you guys made any switches. All the matches seemed close, right?
I did. I pulled cello.
Yeah, sorry, Rich. Yeah, my bad.
I
told my kid to put in my husband.
Cello looked really solid. He looked like he was okay. He just had the couple misses. The 2-pin spare. He came back and spared. He had the other miss. So it was a quick pull, but I wasn't sure how it was going to play out. But the way the matches was playing out, it kind of made sense to make that change. And then Rich was phenomenal when he came off. So that pull ended up being a big swing for you guys. So good work.
They made me look good.
Which frame was that in? Do we remember?
5.
I pulled cello in, I think, probably the 5th.
Yeah, that's right. Because Rich had to throw the spare and then the commercial break. I gotcha.
Yeah.
Allison, obviously not the start that the Bombers wanted. You guys were throwing really well. Aaron starts with the 4-bagger, unfortunate head pin, but then throws a double. Unexpected point to lose due to the head pins, but it was really close there. Was there at any point that you were looking to put Steve in, or was the team they're up and down for the most part, it seemed like?
Yeah, I think it was a tough call. I was looking around the middle of the game between DB and Mark. DB kind of started to pull some out, and then Mark 2 frames in a row, I think 4 or 5 missed, but spared them both. In 5, I think if he'd have missed that spare, I probably would have pulled him out then. But there's even an argument. Matt was picking, and it's tough. I wasn't going to pull Matt. That was obvious. But yeah, and then it gets to the point where you can't put a guy that hasn't played in a game and a half or a game in cold to play 8, 9, 10. So I just went with it at one point, and they did well. Yeah. They did what I was hoping. I was hoping to build momentum from top to bottom. It seemed to go that way. They seemed to follow one another well. We just couldn't get there. It was close.
Yeah. Daryl was fortunate to bring that 1 point home for you guys. Aaron got caught and lost that point, and Danielle was within a couple sticks as well, right? So lots of close matches in there.
Yeah.
But great playing for the first week. Toppler with the split got 7-1 win and then a 6-2 loss, and the Bombers unfortunately
we won both.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good call. Man, my score sheet's a little messy. Sorry, so much going
Gary's
on.
having an off day.
No, this is how it always is. Allison, unfortunately, the Bombers didn't bring home a win this week, but that's why we have 6 more weeks for each team to bring home a match.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yep.
It was fun.
Yep. All right. So we'll run our commercial here at the end, but next one is October 24th on YouTube. Starts live streaming at 9 a.m. Alberta time. These are our matchups: the Okinawa Eclipse against the Heartland Kingpins, the Crushers versus the Eclipse, and the Crushers versus the Kingpins. So please tune in, and we'll see you all on Sunday.
Yeah.
Great job, Dex.
Thanks. Good job, Kerry.
Yeah, I try. All right. One last commercial for our sponsors, and everybody have a good week.
Thanks, everyone.
At Cargill, we have numerous brands and varieties of canola seed to meet any producer's needs. We look forward to helping you create a plan for your 2022 crop. Please contact your local crop input sales rep for any of your canola seed needs. Thank you and enjoy the bowling.